us somehow and attempts to escape. Annabelle Rose will arrive.
Mr. Caruso lives in number 5 with his wife. He's very particular about his peach tree, which I find suspicious in itself. Peach tree is very difficult to care for in our climate.
George, carry on. Constable Higgins, what have you?
The McMurphy sisters are bird watchers, sir. Apparently they were on the trail of the rufous-sided towhee. Apparently the male has a black head and upper parts, while the female
Higgins.
is one...
Just the facts, man.
Right, sorry, sir.
Well, I wouldn't want to be a copper in the future, then. You'd have nothing to do except drink tea and exude intestinal vapors.
I'll bet you're just as proficient at the photography as Detective Murdoch, George. Maybe even more so.
Firstly, Higgins, it's not the photography, it's just photography. Secondly, you're not wrong. Higgins! You can't just come barging in here. Can't you see that I'm in the middle of an interview, man?
I'm sorry, Constable Crabtree. I thought you'd like to know that you were right. There was a safety negative in Inspector Brackenreed's office.
And are you sure it's of the jewelry store robbery?
I made a print of it myself, sir. It's the original, all right.
Well, McLeod.
It's a gift for an acquaintance.
Oh, I'd be happy to wrap that for you, sir. I have this flair for gift wrapping. Not that the lads need to know that. Colonel Haywood seems quite the horse's
Thank you, George. Now, if any chemical traces of blood remain, the solution will react with the iron in the hemoglobin.
The hemoglobin.
Cap and ball revolver.
Yes, sir. I haven't seen one of those since my training day.
Training day?
It's hideous is what it is.
I agree. The key to this muffler, as you call it, George, is the sound-dampening properties of metal filings stuffed into a series of conical baffles along the length...
Silencer. That has a better ring to it. Oh, sorry, sir.
Along the length of the cylinder.
Baffler. That's the ticket. Sir, I think this case has all the makings of a ripping detective tale. A dismembered body encased in concrete, a foul-smelling river to represent society's rapid decay, bird watchers.
What on earth are you doing, George?
Doing? Oh, nothing, sir. I've often thought I should write some of these things down, you know?
Well, you can add traces of cement to your list.
Yes, cement. Cement could represent... Oh, you mean you found cement? And then, like a jack-in-the-box from hell, out pops Larson, screaming bloody murder, face sickly, covered in lesions, like the 6th plague of Egypt.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, sir, the 6th plague of Egypt. I've been researching it for my murder mystery. The plague of boils. That's what Larson's face was like. A terrible condition, very contagious. In fact... Sir, I could imagine this to be some sort of board game. Players would get clues pertaining to certain suspects. Whoever figured out the murderer would be the winner.
George, I'm sure people would find murder far too grave for it to be the subject of frivolous entertainment.
Oh, I certainly hope not, sir. I'm 12 pages into my murder mystery. I've set it in Toronto, where an ancient Egyptian curse wreaks havoc on a...
George.
I don't find this so bad. In fact, I think this could be a recreational activity. Think about it. It allows anybody to be a painter. You just need to know which color to put where.
This is in black and white.
Yes, but it doesn't have to be, Higgins. And it doesn't have to be squares. You could have whichever color you like, in whichever shape you like. We could call it paint by numerical value. We could sell small kits.
Couldn't sell worse than your adventure novel, Will.
Oh, that's great, Higgins. Very, very supportive. Encouraging. Sir, I love secret compartments. They're so mysterious. I'm thinking about putting a secret compartment in my book. I mean, in the story, not a secret compartment in the actual... Sir, a secret compartment in the actual book. Think about it. You could hide a smaller book. And then just as the chapter concludes, our heroes realize they must rush back to save the Queen from Sekhmet's evil biocannon.
This murder mystery of yours is starting to sound peculiar, George.
Oh, thank you, sir.
George, what does this mean?
It doesn't mean anything, Higgins. It's nonsense.
Oh, like your novel?
I'll have you know that I've finished Curse of the Lost Pharaohs, and it's so good I'm sure to write another. And when I do, there will be a character based on you, and he will be the village idiot. It's the Telltale Heart, sir.
The what?
The Edgar Allan Poe story. A killer buries his victim's heart beneath the floorboards, but then he begins to hear it beating. And it grows louder and louder and louder, and then... Well, then I stopped reading. I was terrified. But, sir, I think this is very much like that.
I find it very hard to believe that such a precise model was built by an imbecile.
Ooh, sir. I believe people such as Lydia are no longer referred to as imbecile. It's felt to be demeaning. The correct term nowadays is moron.
Oh.
It's a vampire, without a doubt.
What the bloody hell is a vampire?
Oh, it's a vile creature, sir. A human corpse that rises from its grave after the sun goes down. And to sustain its undead existence, it drinks the blood of the living.
He's beginning to worry me.
Sir, a new novel called Dracula has been causing quite a stir. It's based, of course, on a vampire.
It's a terrifying tale, sir. Chilling. It's not unlike my own murder mystery, although I must say I find Bram Stoker's prose to be rather long-winded.
Bram Stoker? Bram Stoker, the manager of the Lyceum Theatre in London?
That's the one.
So a bloke who spends most of his time ironing actors' trousers writes a book, and therefore Amy Golden was killed by a vampire.
Sir, why else would that poor girl be down 3 pints of blood with bite marks in her neck?
George, I didn't say she had bite marks. I said that she had been bled.
But, sirs, vampires have a mysterious power over women. In the novel, young girls flock to Dracula. They offer themselves up in a wild, erotic frenzy. And he, with his razor-sharp fangs, he bites their neck and drinks their blood. It's true!
Werewolves. Martians. Ghosts. Now vampires. What next, Crabtree? Abominable snowmen?
Sir, that is a fictitious creature. Dreamed up probably by somebody who has seen a Sasquatch. Sirs, I believe I have solved the crime. The Tepish family left the vampire-infested hills of Moldavia in 1850 and moved to Canada. In 1858, they opened the Tepish School for Girls. Now, it is my belief that members of the Tepish family are, in fact, vampires. They have to move frequently to avoid rousing suspicion, and they changed their name.
So that's why the Tepish family called their school the Tepish School for Girls.
Right. Makes sense.
Well, perhaps I don't have all the details worked out entirely, but the genius of it all is that the school provides them with an abundant source of fresh, young blood.
George, have you any evidence of this?
Yes, sirs, because the vampire attacks have not just happened this week and 3 years ago, but also nearly 40 years ago, 1859, various girls from the Tepish school were abducted and then released. Now, at the time, Alexander Tepish was suspected of the attacks, but like his grandson Daniel, conveniently died before charges could ever be laid. Note the similarities between these two men. Here, a sketch of Daniel, and this man, supposedly, is Alexander Tepish.
What do you mean, supposedly?
It is my belief, sir, that these two are in fact one and the same.
So he's lived for 80 years and hasn't aged.
Not 80, sir. Hundreds. I believe that Daniel, Alexander, take your pick, both are in fact this man. Vlad the Impaler. Real name, Vlad Draculia. Noted vampire. Again, notice the facial similarities. And, sirs, Tepish is Romanian for impaler.
Just wrap it up, will you, Crabtree?
Sir, Alexander Tepish hasn't been heard of in 40 years. I can provide 2 witnesses who will identify him as their attacker.
That's him. That's him.
There is a way to prove my theory. There is still several hours of daylight left. If I'm correct, if Alexander Tepish and Daniel Irvin are in fact one and the same immortal creature, then one of their coffins will be empty, and the other will contain a sleeping vampire. Murdered? Are you sure?
Yes, strangled. I have very good hearing.
Oh, really?
Will you stake out the house?
Stake out?
It's a phrase I learned in the Penny Dreadfuls. It means to watch.
Oh, I know.
What are you doing?
Well, you've just given me an idea now for my adventure novel.
Adventure novel. May I read it?
Perhaps when I'm done.
Oh, I can wait.
Well then, Detective Murdoch will decide whether or not we stake out the Castle Frank house.
Might I be able to come along?
No, absolutely not.
I have very good eyesight.
Really? No, Miss Moffat, civilians cannot become involved, especially the fairer sex. It's far too dangerous. I'll keep you abreast of any goings-on.
He's there. He's there. What's his right there? He's right there. His name is Josiah Lawrence. He's a telephone installer.
How do you know he was talking to Philip?
I heard him chatting to one of the operators. I recognize his voice plain as day.
Are you sure?
Yes, I have very good memory.
So do I.
George!
But I can't let down the inspector and Detective Murdoch.
How very true. Where would they be without Constable Crabtree?
Oh, I shudder to think, Tess. I shudder to think.
Come. And no weapons.
Sir, I should come with you, just to make sure that your safety is...
Just keep your eye on this little Crabtree.
Yes, sir.
It was a Wonderland party, after all.
Oh, for the love of... I've bent my nib. One moment, Miss Ogden. I believe the detective keeps some extra nibs in here. Ah.
Is that a ring?
A ring? What? Give me that back.
Beautiful.
Miss Ogden, you can't just take personal items out of the detective...
Julia, as long as you exist in this world... Oh, my. It's a proposal.
What?
He was going to propose?
I have no idea. I insist that you don't put them in there. Ruby, this is none of our business.
I beg to differ, George.